Pretty quick tip. I think we're good because the last time I might was muted and I went for a minute and a half talking with nobody hearing me. So hopefully this one works. And the whole title of this is You Don't Know What You Don't Know, but now you can know. Okay. And basically it's talking about, here at Lotpop, what we try to do with our dealerships is to carry 100% of and sell 100% of their inventory, not carry, sell 100% of the inventory. Got 100, sell 100. And then we do it with gross profit. And that's selling as many cars in the first 30 days as possible. At least 60, 70% in the first 30 days. Got guys like SpeedX says make it 80%. The higher, the better. Okay. So let's and do that. And if not, why? And it's one thing let's just say you are doing it. Let's say you're selling 120 with 100 in stock. Tax season's here. You want to. I always warn dealers. Just carry to your 2-week sales cycle. If you sold 50 in 2 weeks, it puts you on pace for 100. Keep that in your pipeline. If you sold 50 in the last 2 weeks, 50 units should be in your 0 to 15 bucket. Okay. And that's how you flow that inventory levels through there. But some guys like my dealer I was talked to on Wednesday, last tax season, because here's tax season is going to start peaking. We're getting them to overstock a little bit right now because by mid-February, the shopper index peaks. So it's starting to trend up right now for tax season. People are starting to shop. And then it will bottom out or start sliding down to the mid of March, going into the end of March. Well, last year, this time, he had about 120 units. And by mid-March, he was down to 60. But with that 60, he was selling, I think it was like 110 with 60. So I'm like, where we could have been if we would have maybe went from 120 in stock at the peak, and then maybe we're carrying 90 and 80 and stuff instead of getting all the way down to 60. So keep filling that funnel. That's what we're going to plan to do for the next 45-day window, and then start cutting it back beginning of March to mid-March and start again getting back to the 2-week sales cycle. So other than tax season in mind, how do I know where to attack? And again, let's just say it's starting to peak, and a lot of our dealers are increasing sale rates, meaning they're selling more instead of on average, our dealers sell 80% of their inventory. Our good dealers are going to sell 110 to 120% of their inventory. That's just the average for our good dealers. Some of them are doing way more than that. But what if you're running really good, how do you get deeper? How do I stay ahead of this? And that's what I'm saying. You need more data than just what you're looking at. And that's what I wanted to show you guys. So I am going to share my screen over here. So if you're listening to this on podcast, because you can, go check it out on YouTube, subscribe, or my Facebook and so forth. So again, volume. This dealer in the last 2 weeks has sold 75 units with 120 in stock. If I take 75 times 2, that's 150. So his volume's there, or their volume's there. And then they're clean. They only have 3 cars over 60 days, over 45 days old. They are 60 days old, I'm sorry, and 17 cars over 45 days old. Here's where they're lacking. And again, we talk about bucket management. I did a video a couple of weeks ago about age buckets isn't the only bucket to manage. You want to bucket manage segment. How are my trucks carrying versus sold? How are my compact SUVs carrying versus sold? And so bucket management, what I mean is each one of these 0 to 15, 16, those are age buckets. And then when I look at, let's take 46 to 60. They got 14 units there. They've only sold 5 in 2 weeks, puts them on pace to sell 10 in a month. I want to sell everything all month. I want to sell them all in a month. So they're 4 units off pace. Okay, with 14 in stock, 4 units off pace. But here's where you don't know what you don't know. Okay, if I check up here, let's look at trade-ins versus purchases. Notice these age buckets are going to change. Remember, he's heavy in 16 to 30 by 4 units. He's heavy in 46 to 60 by 4 units. There's 14 units here. When I look at trade-ins, there's not an age bucket we have any concerns with. We're outselling. Matter of fact, remember that 46 to 60 where he had 14 units? Well, only 4 of them are trade-ins, and he's on pace to sell 6. So those trade-ins are moving pretty good. Well, let's look at purchases. Boom. Now, all of a sudden, these gaps got bigger. Instead of -4, we're -14 and -6. 10 units out of those 14 are purchases. I'm only on pace to sell 4. Again, you don't know what you don't know. Now you have the ability I can isolate those 10 purchases and start attacking those. Not only can I do that, I can then go attack the leads on the 46 to 60 day old purchases, right? This is really dialing down. And that's what I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing right now. that's again dialing it down a little bit further. So even though they're going to sell 150 with 120 in stock and have barely any age, you need to know what you don't know. Again, you just haven't had the ability to isolate certain issues like that before with your inventory. So I wanted to, again, not a pitch. I want you to give a different perspective of how to think things, because if we keep doing the same things we've done over and over again, the definition of insanity, and we're doing that, how you're approaching your used car inventory right now is probably what 80% are doing the same thing, using the same products and same information and making the same decisions. Okay. Step back a little bit and realize there's a little bit more there than David Long, more there than what you're seeing. And so you don't know what you don't know, but now you can. There's an ability to take more and more of this data and cipher it. And what I like about that information, it's controllable. That's your information. It's not has to do with the dealer down the street, what the market data says, what auction data says. This is your assets that are controllable. You can isolate that problem and then do something about it. Get strap up your boots and let's get to work on getting this inventory moving. So it's not just that it's 46 to 60s underselling. When it came to trades, it wasn't that problem at all. It was the purchases that were sitting there, and you got to dig in. Now, we can also isolate franchise versus non-franchise and dig deeper and isolate them. That maybe it's my certifieds that are slowing it down, but again, a lot of purchase or certifieds are going to be purchases, lease returns, and stuff like that. So, anyways, you got to just dig a little bit deeper in today's market to stay ahead of this curve, regardless of how good your inventory is flowing, by pointing that out to the dealership. Because right now they might be pounding their chest, 150 cars, 120 in stock. We don't have any age. And I'm going, hold on a second, buddy. You got some problems here, and let's isolate these and attack it. So we always want to stay on our toes every day. You don't want to, it's not 0 to 0 on the 31st to the 1st, right? And take a breather the first, second day of the month because we got to close last month out and let's take a break. It was a big month. No, you always got to be on the toes. It's the last day of the month, stay on your toes and roll into next month, already staying ahead of what's slowing you down. So you can know what you don't know when it comes to inventory management. If you'd like for us to help you with that, go to lotwalk.com. Hope this was helpful, and I have a great weekend. Go Chiefs. It's not this weekend, I know, but we're rolling into Super Bowl next week. It'll be fun. And see you next week with another tip.